The 8th century Indian Vedic scholar and spiritual genius, Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya, authored the famous Prakarana Grantha, Vivek Chudamani. Vivek means wisdom, and Chudamani means crest jewel, the crest jewel of wisdom. Here, the wisdom of discrimination and discernment between the real and the unreal. After having gained this precious human life, attaining complete knowledge of the scriptures and access to a spiritual guru are found, but still the person lacks discriminating wisdom and does not strive for self-realization, then this opportunity is lost and comparable to suicide. Self-realization requires the ability to differentiate between the real and the unreal, the permanent and the impermanent, that Brahman alone is real and that everything else that we see in this world is unreal. Then comes detachment from the enjoyment of the fruits of our actions or dispassion towards all kinds of indulgence. One must distance oneself from desires and pleasures that we experience through our sense organs. Cultivate the virtues of calmness, self-control, self-withdrawal from thoughts of external objects, endurance of all kinds of sufferings, complete faith in the scriptures and the teachings of the Guru. Focus the mind on the supreme reality and reach a state of poise and clarity. Finally, seek mumukshata, the burning desire to free yourself from the identification with the body and seek the true self, Atma. Also, that consciousness, the true self in me, is a self in all. Attain moksha, liberation from the endless cycle of rebirth. The true self is that which illumines the mind, enabling it to know all that happens in the waking, dreaming, and profound sleep states. It is aware of the presence or absence of the mind, by which the universe is pervaded, but which nothing pervades. That which itself sees all, but which no one beholds, is the true self, your Atma. The nature of the self is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence, that which has always existed. It is neither born, nor does it die. It does not cease to exist, even after the physical form is destroyed. It neither grows, nor decays, nor does it change, and is eternal. By meditating that I am Brahman, I am pure, eternal, unchanging, and the essence of all bliss, you will feel your existence not as a jiva, but as the existence of Brahman. Over a period of time, you start experiencing Brahman. Your thoughts are replaced by I am Brahman. You start realizing the knowledge of the Absolute, your true self. Chit, or consciousness, is the awareness in you, which is infinite. This awareness of your consciousness is effortless and spontaneous. It is always in your awareness that you perceive, you think, you know. So consciousness is fundamental. It is this consciousness which gives the ability to the mind to know your thoughts. Consciousness is eternal. It remains unchanged, allowing changes to happen around it. Your consciousness remains the same, although many years may have passed, and your body has aged and become weak. It remembers your past and present. It is a silent observer who witnesses the ups and downs in your life, but remains unaffected by these movements. The knowing of the Self as Sat and Chit results in the knowledge of Ananda, infinite bliss, free from all kinds of desires, doubts and fears. This experience of absolute bliss and total peace is similar to that experienced in the deep sleep state. The purer the mind, the greater is the intensity of the Ananda experience. Identifying the Atma, your true self, with anatma, your fast-fading body, mind and intellect, or the non-self, is bondage. Due to lack of discrimination, we mistake a rope to be a snake and experience fear and anxiety. When the reality of the rope is revealed, fear and suffering caused by the imagined snake is removed from the deluded mind. Maya is the cause of all bondage. Maya comes from avidya and can only be transcended with knowledge of your true self as pure, non-dual Brahman. This knowledge of the self is derived by the discriminative analysis between the real and the unreal, the firm conviction that Brahman alone is real and the rest is all unreal. Jagat mithya. He alone who discriminates between all finite objects that give him sensual pleasures and the indwelling, unattached, unending and unchanging self, realizes his true nature, the true self. The entire universe, in all its various forms, is nothing but Brahman, the same as the self-existent bliss within each one of us, our Atma. The clay pot is only a modification of clay. Clay exists before the pot is made and continues to exist after the pot breaks. The pot is just the name given to that shape of clay. The essence of the pot is nothing other than clay. This delusion is removed through knowledge of the real when we recognize the reality of Brahman, that everything in this world is nothing but Brahman. Shankaracharya explains that only a pure mind can realize the oneness with the true self, attain liberation and freedom from the bonds of birth and death. Removing this ignorance and acquiring true knowledge about the self requires purification of the mind through sadhana, meaning dedicated practice. Removing avidya through sadhana by staying away from the trap of sense organs, detachment from worldly objects, and removal of all superimpositions, one can meditate on I am Brahman and the bliss of your true self. Your pure consciousness is realized. In sadhana, the law of attraction applies. What you think, so will you attract. Fixing the mind on the self, I am Brahman, results in the realization of the identity of Brahman. The 4 Mahavakyas strengthen the identification of the self with Brahman, that Brahman art thou. The person who is attracted to the real becomes real. Delusion and faith in temporary pleasures forces people to wander through life in search of peace and happiness. They seek peace in the external world and get attracted by and attached to the unreal. Shankaracharya shows the way to the soothing ocean of nectar, that is Brahman, your own true self, residing within each one of us and within easy reach of all, which leads us to liberation from the cycle of births and deaths. If you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also leave a comment, sharing your thoughts.